What is going on YouTube? Welcome to a little bit of an odd new series that I'm doing on YouTube. We have Junior BDBC here, fellow streamer and YouTuber. I will have all links down below, and I believe he will link me on his channel as well.
Indeed.
But Junior here, you mind if I call you Junior? He's a cook, and I'm not. So we figured, what the hell? We're going to try and do a little cooking with Spectral 50 and Junior BDBC. And my very first episode, guess what it's going to be? As everyone on my Twitch knows, I absolutely love drinking eggnog. So we're going to make eggnog from scratch. He's going to show us everything from how to separate our eggs to every ingredient, fun little facts about all the little things, and we're just going to go step by step and make it. So when we're streaming and I'm drinking it or he's doing it, you can have it with us. Make sure also down below in the comments to let us know if you want to see something. You got to let us know if the series is something you want to see, because if you want to see something cooked, you got to let us know. So what are we going to start with today?
So first thing is most important in any kitchen is making sure you have mise en place. Mise en place is simply...
Mises plus is here.
Mise en place is over here too. But what that actually means is making sure that you have all your ingredients and utensils laid out in front of you. So what we actually have is 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 cups of sugar. We have our egg yolks and egg whites separate. I'm actually going to show you how to do that in a second. We have heavy cream and we have whole milk. Everything is measured out. I'm going to leave the recipe or the link to the recipe. It's actually a Good to Eat recipe by Elton Brown. It's quite wonderful. I neglect to add any of the alcohol. If you're over 21, feel free to add it. It is absolutely a wonderful recipe.
And you could actually use many different things. I mean, there's different, any kind of, typically with an eggnog, it is either a brandy or a whiskey.
Correct.
It is some sort. But if you want to experiment, that's your choice. But remember, you got to be 20 or older if you're in the U.S. to drink.
Fun fact on that too, from what I hear, is in Germany, one of the things that they used to do is, I can't remember what it's called, but you actually go to a friend's or relative's or neighbor's house and you compliment their tree. And in return, they give you a shot or a glass of eggnog.
That's awesome.
So you do this to a couple friends' house and you have a very Merry Christmas after that.
That would be a very Merry Christmas indeed, and I would have to visit many, many friends. This is probably one of the drinks I love the most. I call it the liquid of the gods.
Quite literally.
Alright, so the first thing I think we should do is just show the folks how to separate their eggs so they can have all their ingredients prepped.
Totally agree. With this, we're going to move these to the side here so we can get a little bit of view. And it's very important to know that your egg is always going to be oblong. Because of that, when you crack it, you're always going to have one side that's longer than the other. You're going to want to take the side that's shorter and use that as kind of a cup to hold the egg yolk. And you're just going to pour down the egg whites into a bowl. Now, typically I recommend that you do this into a separate bowl so that if you happen to crack one of the egg yolks, you don't totally screw up all your egg whites.
With our luck, he would have done it on that last egg.
Right.
But you know what? We got lucky this time.
And I am honestly just really lazy and I hate to do dishes. I love to cook, but the dishes are disastrous.
It is definitely true. Alright, so now that we have all of our eggs separated, we're going to start mixing, which...
We got this. The first thing that's going to be the easiest is we take our portion of milk and heavy cream and you just mix it together.
Yep, and this is whole milk.
Correct. You want to use whole milk because, 1, it's most delicious, and 2, it has the right fat content for what we're trying to make.
This just reminds me, growing up, my grandpa helped actually a cow farm. I would drink milk straight from a cow, like in a bucket, and I could drink it. I love straight up whole milk. I know a lot of people think that's disgusting, but it's natural milk.
It's the way, I won't say it's the way it's supposed to be because...
It's the original way.
It is, it definitely is. And it makes you more hardy for it.
We do what we got to do. So now we have...
heavy cream and milk in one bowl here. It's all going to be separated out. What we're going to do next is we're going to start to beat the heck out of these eggs. First thing I want to do is I want to beat the egg yolks. So we're going to take and mix them in this bowl. Now, as we're mixing this, we're just going to beat them until they start to change colors. As they start to lighten up, it's going to add air and make them fluffy. Then we're going to take and add sugar. Now, contrary to what the FDA and things like that will say, pasteurizing your eggs is a way to make them safe. But the reality of it is, adding sugar to a lot of recipes will actually cook the eggs. It browns them, it's called the Maillard reaction. Maillard reaction?
Big words I don't know.
But anytime your steak browns, anytime your chicken browns, when your eggs brown, it's a Maillard reaction, and it's actually a cooking process that makes them safer to eat.
Nice. So if you want to drink your egg shakes, just add sugar.
Lots of it. And beat thoroughly.
Alright guys, we took a little bit of a cut right there just as this thing is really, really loud. It's almost as loud as ham. But we didn't want to do it because it blows the mic out and whatnot. But as you can see now, if you dip in the beaters, you just see how creamy it is. It's a lot creamier. And it's just very fluffy. And the thing is, as I was informed, all it was, we didn't add anything. It's air. That's it.
We're just lightening the mixture so that we have something to lock in place. Once we start adding the sugar, it's going to start cooking it. We want to make sure that we mix that in thoroughly, and it's going to lock all the fluffiness in so that we have a nice fluffy eggnog.
Alright, and then we have one more cut to do because now we're going to do it to the egg whites as well, and they will become just the creamy, thick, and it adds the air. It's just to get the ingredient ready to be mixed. So we will be right back with once we have the whites finished all whipping up, and we'll be ready to go with everything else. So we'll be right back. Alright guys, welcome back. As you guys can see, we have a lot less ingredients. We have the small sugar that is gone, and we have the big sugar that is gone, and all our eggs are now gone. As you can see, we added in the eggs, and we whipped them up like you saw before, and it got nice fluffy, and then we took it to the next level as Junior added in the sugar slowly. When it came to the actual yolks, he added it in very, very slowly as he mixed it. And it just got creamier and creamier. And you can barely move it around now.
It's more like a cake batter at this point, and the whole point of it was to slowly add the sugar into the mix so that you could cook the eggs and keep that viscosity, that fluffiness, if it were, at that point.
And then, after that, like we said, this is the egg whites. What you're going to do, and you can use an electric mixer for this. We're going to finish up with the whisk just to kind of show you the final steps of it. But you get it to what he calls is a soft peak, which it doesn't do so well here, but when you have your mixers,
a little bit now.
Yeah, you have your mixers here and you pull it out and it'll tip over is how he taught me.
Yep.
Whereas a hard peak, it will stand up, which is what we're going to whip it to.
Correct.
But as he got it to a soft peak, then he added in the small portion of sugar, because the large portion goes into the egg yolks, and the small portion goes into the egg whites.
And that's again going to lock the egg whites into their final stages as well, so that we don't lose their overall fluffiness.
Yeah, so now we're going to actually whip it up. And like I said, doing this with the electric beater, so much easier, because if you have to do all this with your hand, you are going to have jello arms by the time you're done. And as you can see, it's loud either way, but we're showing you everything because we want you guys to see here. And once we get that, we're going to mix the two. Now, why can't we have to add the whites into the yolks, but wouldn't it be easier to just add the yolks into the egg whites, as this is a liquid and this is more of a froth?
So what we're actually going to try to do is we're going to try to raise the egg whites up the rest of the way and incorporate the fluffiness into them as much as possible. Because of that, we want to keep intact the egg whites as much as possible and add them in. If we did it the other way around, it's just going to push pressure down and flatten that out. So we're just going to kind of take little scoops full and whip it in.
Okay, so you're taking the fluff of the actual egg whites and adding them to the yolks.
Yes.
Essentially, and it's just turning it more into a liquid as we go.
Correct. And keep in mind that these eggs still have plenty of sugar in them, and because of that, they are still cooking up. So we want to kind of slowly add them, but not too slowly that we basically burn our ingredients.
So doing it properly, but yet moving quick enough is still important.
Yes.
Like I said, you can still use your electric beater for that. We wanted to show you guys how to do this, and I wanted to make you guys see him actually do something.
And he wants to make me sweat.
You're teaching me. I get to learn. because I am so excited to try this. Is like I said, guys, eggnog is my favorite drink. And I mean, it looks like you have to be quite a bit violent to just kind of get them to mix together.
The greatest part about this is all the calories that all the sugar is going to add, you're burning off with you're using a manual whisk. So,
what does that say for me? Because I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it this time.
Oh, you're not going to come and do it for me every time?
No, next time you got to make me eggnog. Isn't that how this goes? You got to prove what you've learned.
Okay. I suppose we'll do that. And if you guys have any questions, again, make sure to leave comments down there. I mean, if you have any questions of some things to do, I mean, I will be happy to try and help you as best I can. Junior will help you as best he can.
I'm not far from being around.
When he is around, I can touch him.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Wait, what?
No. It's not light as a feather, stiff as a board. It's float like a butterfly, sting like a bee drone. My Twitch viewers will definitely understand that.
So,
as I stream video games and whatnot, as well as you can see from my channel, Pokemon streamer and recorder as well.
So I always thought it was float like a butterfly, eat like a pig.
No.
Just my world.
No. Wow, I'm glad we definitely picked that bowl. We are full.
Yes.
And we still have to add stuff.
So, now that we got this all the way up, I'm going to try to condense the mixture back into this bowl, where we're going to then add all the heavy cream milk. And yes, we are going to have to take this slow, so that we don't lower all the work that we just did.
So we're going to pour it back in here.
Because that is the bigger of the two bowls, it looks like.
Yeah, easily the bigger of the two bowls.
And you can see it's a nice, thick cake batter consistency here still.
And we'll show that here just very shortly, guys, as he gets it all in here. Can't waste a single thing. I mean, wasting eggnog is a crime in this house. I love eggnog. If you wasted it, yeah.
Heaven help you.
And he's making a mess.
That's just so he can test it.
Ooh, it is yummy. So as you guys can see, it's turning into a real, like, creamy, just cake batter. And as we add the heavy cream and milk, this is when it'll start turning into a liquid. More so. So remove this off to the side just so it's not in our way anymore.
And my conscience will not let me lick my fingers while
See, I'm not making it.
Yeah, see, he's got the exemption. He's the lucky one. So, now that we got this, actually, if I can have you hold the bowl.
Ooh, I'm doing something.
We're going to slowly pour in.
Yeah, just be very gentle with this, guys, because you do not. The weight of the milk and cream is what he was saying. Ooh. It'll basically like condense the air in it.
And we are going to lose some of the viscosity. That's good. But at the same time, we want to keep its fluffiness.
Yeah, because if you've ever bought eggnog in the store, it is a creamy drink, but it's still a liquid.
They expect you to beat that stuff at home. You know that, right?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I drink it straight. Well, evidently I've been doing it wrong, and I'm not going to change it because it tastes magical.
Okay, I'm going to take a second and fluff it up a little bit.
See, we just turned the switch on his arm, and it's just like...
Yeah, so now you can see it's a lot thinner. It's getting closer to drinkable consistency.
Yay!
Whoa, hey, get in the container. In the container.
Didn't anyone ever teach you to color within the lines?
We've always been an outside-the-box thinker.
Not that kind of outside-the-box. You guys don't make as much of a mess as he does. No.
If you don't make some mess in the kitchen, you're not having fun.
If you don't break some eggs, you're never going to do it right?
Yeah, true.
There you go.
Yeah.
So as you guys can see now, it is definitely eggnog pretty much now.
Nice and thin. It's still got a thicker consistency than your average milk, heavy cream, anything like that. Because it does have heavy cream in it, if you keep whisking it, it is going to get thicker too. But you really don't need to. At this point, you're done.
And you don't need to let it sit in the fridge or anything like that. It's just done.
They always recommend that you set it in the fridge for about 12 to 15 minutes. Let everything come together, add flavors. At this point,
we're going to add our nutmeg.
Woo!
And he evidently can't do anything.
Totally got it.
There we go.
So, I use whole nutmeg and grind my own.
You don't have to. You can get powder nutmeg, but being a cook, he's got to be fancy.
It's not only that, but when nutmeg is freshly ground, this thing will last... I don't know. I've had mine for 5 years, and I still haven't used it all.
Well, as much as I'll make eggnog,
5 months with him.
maybe.
But the greatest thing about this is you're going to get more flavor and a lot more aromatics from it. So I like personally kind of just slicing my own. Watch out for the fingertips.
Oh.
Microplanes, graters, those things love them. I can't even tell you how many I've lost. A little bit of me is in every ditch.
I mean, this is literally like, when you see the picture on the eggnog carton, this is that little powdery orange substance you always see on the top.
Correct.
And you don't need a ton, and he almost put the whole thing in.
Yeah.
Him and his fingers. As you can see, he can't hold something, and yet he's a cook.
I would rather drop the eggnog into this mix than drop my fingertips into it. So
That is very true, because I do not need to eat. Yep, there it goes again.
these things are very hard to grab a hold of.
As you're doing this, the scent, you can smell it as you're shaving it. I mean, it's definitely, it's a great, I love the smell of nutmeg.
That's those aromatics I was talking about. They're a lot better from fresh, but obviously if you're going to use ground, try to get some new stuff. If it's stuff that's been sitting in your cupboard since last Christmas, throw it out, please. Put it to rest.
Make Junior proud of you.
It's not expensive. It's more than we want to spend, but it's worth every cent.
It should be good.
So I have it all sitting on top here. I always like to put some on top in my glass, but for this stuff, I want to quickly whisk it in, add that flavor in.
Because what we're going to do once this is mixed, guys, we're going to cut one last time to put this in a pitcher. We're going to pour a couple of glasses, and we're going to taste test it and show you guys everything.
Maybe we can rope... huh?
No.
She won't? No? Well, it was worth a try. What can I say? Alright. There we
It
go.
smells so good, guys, and you will know. I mean, it smells like eggnogs. But we are going to cut one last time, and we're going to get everything ready, and we'll be right back to do our the taste test. The best part of cooking. I mean,
He's so excited.
I like, eggnog smells yummy.
Can't blame him. I mean, I'm excited too.
Right? Alright, so we'll be right back, guys. Welcome back, guys. As you can see, we have our finalized product, and we get to taste test it. And this is the first homemade eggnog I've ever made, so I'm really, 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 really excited.
And these really sexy glasses. Check
They're
that
just
out.
glasses.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So we let it cool in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes. It starts to separate. You can't really see it here, but you'll notice it. It'll start to separate from foam and the actual liquid. As it cools and you drink it, you might need to mix it just a little bit.
Just once in a while.
It's kind of like your Kool-Aid. You got to mix the sugar back in.
Exactly. You pull it out, mix it up, good to go.
But all you got to do is you kind of pour it slowly so the foam just doesn't come out. And
You get some foam.
yeah.
You want to get some foam.
But as you see, you can pour it. It'll look just like a liquid. Bam!
That
I'm
is
so
gorgeous.
so excited.
Yep. Go for it. Go for it.
And he's gonna put his topper on.
Little bit of decoration. Remember, you eat with your eyes before you eat with your stomach.
You actually taste things via your eyes almost. It's like your mind gets a pre-idea of what things are. If it looks good, your mind thinks it's gonna be good.
Funny story about that. If you have a bad personality, you're going to have bad looking food. Don't cook when you're pissed off. It doesn't work.
Really?
Yeah.
I never really knew that. But now we get to taste test it. And I'm
So
on it.
excited.
Smells so good. It's nutmeg. Oh, and that is heaven. That is so good. And as he liked it as well. It needs a little bit more
can I
cooling,
win?
but yeah. But so that, I mean, that's how to make nutmeg, guys. And we're going to have the link to the recipe down below. Make sure to let us know what you guys think of the series and things you want to see cooked. Like, if you have, like, hey, I'd like to see something different done with X kind of food. Let us know, because we need to know that you guys want to see this series so we can continue it. And we'll slowly get a little bit better with, I mean, we'll get a better cooking service. We'll improve as the series goes on. This is going to be kind of a sporadic series. Make sure to check out his YouTube. This is Junior BDBC. And I'm Spectral50. I will have a link down below to my Twitch as well, as I do stream my video games. And if you guys want to support us, go for it. But we do this really just for fun. I mean, we like entertaining.
Exactly. And if you do have a idea for some foods,
we'll be experimentative easily.
Indeed. The only thing I recommend is make sure that you include meat, a vegetable, and a starch. As long as you include those 3 things, I can show you all kinds of new recipes with those 3 types.
It needs to be something real. It's not just, hey, take these ingredients and cook. I mean, we can only do so much.
I'm pretty open, actually.
Well, okay, I can only do so much.
I challenge you. I may not accept the challenge, but I challenge you.
We will do our best, guys. But all right, guys, Hoodie Ninjas, thank you for tuning in, and we cannot wait to hear from you guys. We will catch you later.
As I say, see you in another world.
Catch you later.